Meantime, our team is tracking damage from Debby across the region.
All right, let's go ahead and check in with our Scott Broom. He is in North Bethesda with a look at some downed wires from the storm that hit there. Hey, Scott.
Yeah, we're in the 6400 block of Tilden Lane. This is one of the most recent incidents. The tree behind me here came down well after the storm. In fact, it wasn't even windy at the time, but the tree must have been damaged at some point during the storm when it let loose. My partner behind the camera, James Hash, is going to give you a better look at this one. It brought down some power lines as well, so there's some spotty power outages in this area of Montgomery County because of this, and that's been the story throughout the county. This has mostly been a trees down kind of event with some minor incidents of flooding, which we'll review in just a moment. First, let's talk to one of the neighbors here and also a Montgomery County Department of Transportation official. This is Diane Lorio, who lives right here where the tree is, along with Jeff Knutson from the Department of Transportation.
It looked like a mess in my yard, but it's fine. It missed everything and went straight down.
What are your thoughts about this storm?
It was water, a lot of water. And that's the problem here. It was a little bit of water. And I think loosened the tree.
You think water undermined the roots and all that?
Yeah, I think that. And these big trees, that happens a lot. And we live in a lovely place, so of course,
Rained pretty hard last night here?
Yes, it did.
We did get a lot of rain and we did get some winds, which brought down about 85 trees countywide. So we've been working since 3 o'clock yesterday, removing trees from the road, addressing flooded roads as well. We have about 4 or 5 flooded roads in the county. No real accidents reported. Everyone's safe, and that's the important part.
Everyone's safe, said Jeff Knutson, but there have been some close calls. This is a house over on Ivy Mount Terrace in Potomac. Overnight last night, imagine this, a tree hit your house. There's 6 people inside. No one was hurt. We checked in on them today. Insurance has already been there. They are not going to be able to stay in that house perhaps for as much as 90 days. So there have been some close calls and incidents like that with these trees down around the region. And we also got into Prince George's County today. We try to cover the entire region. Also some tree down incidents there. When I come back at 5 o'clock, we'll show you some of what was going on in Bowie. Before I go, Pepco, I just checked the website, 765 individual customers are out of power throughout the Pepco service area. So despite incidents like this where the lines are still down in the road and the tree guys are getting ready to clear it up so Pepco can come in, it's in the hundreds of outages, not the thousands, and that's probably good news in the wake of this storm. Reporting live in North Bethesda, Scott Broom, WUSA 9, back to you.
Scott, we have had you all over the place just the last day and a half or so. Yesterday you were in Annapolis, and so we certainly appreciate you bringing us this perspective from all across the DMV. Thank you.
One part of our area that is no stranger to flooding is the city of Alexandria, and that's where we sent our Eric Flagg. He is currently in Old Town for us this evening. And Flagg, how are things going out there?
Hey Larry, just within the last couple hours, we have seen these streets open back up and all these floodwaters recede and head back into the Potomac. This is really all we have left here, but I do want to take you back to video from a couple hours ago. Cars had to stop, back up, and turn around at the corner of Union and King Streets, right in the heart of Old Town, with the intersection totally underwater there. Meanwhile, the Potomac River completely overtook its banks, spilling onto Prince Street along Waterfront Park. That's where we are right now. Neighbors told me they're used to this. It happens about a half dozen times a year. We found Joe Nelson, a general manager of the Old Dominion Boat Club, trying to sweep away at least some of the water.
This one's right up there with some of the worst ones we've seen, but not quite as bad as the one we had in March.
The boat club actually is kind of built to withstand all the flooding. It's elevated. The parking lot is elevated. It used to be located just a couple streets over, but it got hit by flooding so often they actually had to move it because this is, of course, a recurring problem here in Old Town. Reporting live from Old Town, Eric Flagg, WUSA 9.
Yeah, many of the businesses down there took sort of preventative action, making sure they had plenty of sandbags to weather the storm. Eric, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, in the midst of our weather impact alert, radar picked up a possible tornado along The Stafford County and Fauquier County border. The National Weather Service is expected to send ground crews to assess the damage and confirm whether or not a tornado in fact touched down.
A Rafael Sanchez crews traveled down to Hartwood, Virginia today. That area was heavily impacted, and he's got a look at what it's like on the ground there.
Neighbors here in Hartwood, Virginia tell me that they believed at least one tornado touched ground last night, but of course they're waiting for the National Weather Service to send crews out here to survey the area and confirm it. When we arrived here on scene, there was a huge branch right on top of the roof of this home here. Luckily, everyone's safe. The crews here say they've been assessing the area since 6 in the morning. For the most part, they tell me the structural damage has been left from the strong winds and branches. Paul Akers and his wife live in this home. He says he's never been through a tornado alert, and today he's counting his blessings after last night's huge scare.
She got an alert on her phone about, tornado maybe touched down in Spotsylvania. So we started praying, and we prayed, and when we finished, we heard this loud boom. We were in the master bedroom. We heard this loud boom. We grabbed the dogs, ran down into the basement. We didn't know what was going on. We stayed down there for about 15 minutes. We came up, and I looked outside and saw the tree down. And the tree fell right on the roof, right above the master bedroom where we were at, where we had just prayed. All I can say is God answered our prayers.
As you can see, very little damage left to the home, but they did decide to cut the entire tree down. Now, coming up at 5 o'clock, we'll speak to a farmer who says he believes maybe 2 tornadoes touched ground. We'll tell you why coming up.
All right, Rafa, thank you. Our weather impact alert coverage does not stop here. We've got more on the WUSA 9 app. So if you have our app, you know that we're alerting breaking weather updates and live streaming Topper all night and this morning. Scan the QR code to download our free app right now.